Hello, my young readers, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome. We've got a story with our favorite little engine, and that's Thomas. And he gets himself into a little bit of trouble. And as always, there's lessons to be learned, and he learns them well. So guys, be sure you pay attention. Now, go get your snacks, go get your drinks, pause this video, run to the bathroom, come on back. Sit down, relax, and we'll get started. So stay tuned. The name of this story is called Thomas Breaks a Promise. And this was published previously as Thomas Tells a Lie, but it was changed to Thomas Breaks a Promise. And this is part of the Thomas and Friends series. Enjoy. The seasons were changing on the island of Sodor. The leaves had begun to change color, and the air was growing crisp. Thomas the tank engine was feeling restless. Summer is almost over. I haven't had any real fun, he complained. You're a fussy little engine, replied Gordon. We're not here to have fun. We're here to work. Well, that didn't make Thomas feel any better. I'd rather be fussy and fun than bossy and boring, he retorted. The next morning, Sir Topham Hatt called the engines together. We're opening a new branch line tomorrow, he told them. I need one of you to check the signals on the new line to see that they're all working properly. Who will volunteer? I will, Thomas piped up. I promised to check very carefully. Checking signals wasn't much fun, but it was better than being bossed around in the train yard. Off you go then, said Sir Topham Hatt. And be sure to check every signal, Thomas. Safety is our first concern. Something about shiny new tracks always put Thomas in a good mood. He whistled merrily as he rode along the new branch line. Checking signals is really useful, he thought. Safety is our first concern. Each time he saw a signal, Thomas made sure that the arm was in the right position. He also checked to see that the signal lamp was working so it could be seen at night. If the signal arm was down and the lamp was red, that meant danger on the tracks ahead. There were hidden junctions, hanging rocks, dangerous curves, and steep hills. Thomas had almost reached the end of the new branch line when he saw the sign for a carnival. There was nothing Thomas loved more than a carnival. Oh, how he would love to go. If I hurry to the carnival now, I could check the rest of the signals later, he told himself. And with that, Thomas turned off and headed into the countryside. The carnival was splendid. There were games and rides and cotton candy. And there were lots of children. Look, it's Thomas, they cried and ran to greet their favorite blue engine. When Thomas got back to the train yard, Sir Topham Hatt was waiting. You've been gone a long time, Thomas, he said. You must have done a very thorough job of checking the signals on the new branch line. Yes, sir, peeped Thomas. But suddenly he realized that he'd forgotten to go back and finish the job. He had broken his promise. But how could he tell that to Sir Topham Hatt. "Good," Sir Topham Hatt beamed. "Then everything is ready for tomorrow's grand opening." Thomas gulped. What if there was trouble? What if one of the unchecked signals didn't work? "I know," thought Thomas. "I'll get up very early tomorrow and go out and check the rest of the signals before the grand opening." That night, Percy was being loaded for his mail run when a call came into the station. Rain had washed out a section of the track on the mail route. Percy would have to find a way around. "Don't worry, Percy," Sir Topham Hatt said. "You can take the new branch line." Off Percy went, pulling 2 big cars loaded with mail. The rain fell heavily. Each time Percy saw a red signal lamp, he slowed carefully until he passed the danger spot. Then suddenly, in the dark, Percy passed another signal. The lamp was not lit, so he didn't see it until too late. The arm was down for danger. Percy slammed on his brakes, but the rain made the track slippery. And there it was ahead, a very dangerous curve. "Oh no!" cried Percy. He closed his eyes and did his best to hold on through the turn. Crash! One of the mail cars flew off the tracks and was smashed to bits. Percy shivered with fear from his close call. The next morning, Thomas awoke and sneaked out of his shed. Then he saw Percy returning with Sir Topham Hatt. "Percy has had a terrible fright," Sir Topham Hatt said sternly. "He almost derailed because a signal lamp that didn't work. How could such a thing have happened, Thomas?" "Oh, sir, I'm so sorry, sir," Thomas sputtered. And it all came rushing out about the carnival and the children and how he'd forgotten to go back and finish the job. "I'm sorry I broke my promise, sir," said Thomas sheepishly. "I just wanted to be part of the fun, and then I forgot." "There will be no fun for you for quite some time," Sir Topham Hatt scolded. "Percy will run your branch line until you have gone and checked every signal on my railway. Twice." And now, every time Thomas passes a signal, he checks it twice, just to be safe. Gordon likes to tease him. "Fussy little Thomas certainly is fussy about signals." "Peep, peep," says Thomas. "Safety is our first concern." Well, that ends our story. Now, I hope you guys were able to get some takeaways and or lessons learned out of this story, because I can tell you what, Thomas sure did.
But I remember in the beginning when you were introducing this story, you mentioned that the title was actually published under a different title. It was actually called Thomas Tells a Lie. And when you think about it, he did tell a lie.
He did.
Because Sir Topham Hatt point blank asked him, did he go and check all of the signals and lights? And he said yes.
Now, I do get what you're saying, but he did realize he said it almost automatically, thinking, that's what he normally does, because come on, it's Thomas. But then the moment he said it, he realized, oh, wait, I didn't. I forgot. And that's when he had a moment of crisis as to, should he tell Sir Topham Hatt or shouldn't he tell him? And unfortunately, he decided not to tell him.
Well, I love me some Thomas. I do. That's one of my favorite characters. However, I can't give him a pass because he made a conscious decision not to tell Sir Topham Hatt. And he was going to try to go as far as cover it up by going out the wee hours of the morning and try to finish what he should have finished before he decided to go and, catch up on his fun.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not saying that I'm giving him a pass, but I want to say I understand why he did what he did. And again, I know a lot of people are going to come back at me and tell me I'm too soft-hearted. And that could be true because Thomas is one of my favorite characters too. This is something I don't normally see in this character, is where he have quote unquote broken a promise that he made, because he's all about his promises and being a useful engine.
And I get it, but because there was damage that happened because Percy could not make those deliveries like he was supposed to, because he did not have the signal to let him know what he needed to do coming up. When he made that turn, he had to let Jesus take the wheel. And luckily, Jesus did take the wheel. He came out of it unscathed. Unfortunately, packages didn't. But the thing about it is, it didn't have to be if Thomas had finished what he was supposed to do, what he promised to do.
You're right. You are absolutely right. And luckily for him, Jesus took the wheel. But he learned such a lesson that when he was going to sneak out and try to finish what he was supposed to finish, he sees his best friend Percy with Sir Topham Hatt. And that should have been a dead giveaway when you see Sir Topham Hatt. And when Sir Topham Hatt tells him what happened, and then he asks Thomas point blank, "What happened? I thought you said you checked everything on the track and everything was fine. It was good to go." And Thomas just let it all come out. He was just gushing. And I felt sorry for him. I'm tell the truth. I felt sorry for him.
Well, you are a soft heart, so I'm not surprised by that. But did you notice how mad Sir Topham Hatt was? And he was not giving Thomas a pass. And he told him straight up, "You're going to give your route to Percy. And you're going to go back and check my railway. Make sure everything is right twice." I'm like, ooh, Sir Topham Hatt's mad.
And you know what? I think it's more than just being mad. He was disappointed with Thomas because he trusted Thomas' word. And he told Percy, "Don't worry about it. Take the new route. Take the new rail." And he felt bad that he sent Percy on that, thinking that he was going to be safe. And that what could have happened is Percy could have been really damaged and he would have felt really bad. And that's why he's mad with Thomas, because he took him at his word. So that was what was the most devastating thing out of the whole situation.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Even though I'm not giving Thomas a pass, what I definitely will say is that Thomas got a really good lesson out of it. One so much that now I think it's going to be part of his daily routine, that as he's on the railway, he will check every signal and make sure and check it twice. That's his new thing, is he's going to check it twice, no matter what. Even though, he got teased a little bit by Gordon. He didn't care, because that lesson was learned, and it was learned righteously. Well, little darling, that's my time. I have got to run. I will see all of you all in the next episode. Until then, bye!
Well, there goes Miss Triangel. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. This was a story that I've not ever seen Thomas not be a useful engine. But the takeaway I'm hoping you guys see is that he was able to recover from it and learn a lesson. So Until next time, my young readers, I am your little darling narrator, out.